Sigma-Aldrich Technical Bulletin AL164 Handling Pyrophoric Reagents. Introduction and Precaution. Due to the hazardous nature of pyrophoric reagents, we strongly recommend that all users read this bulletin carefully and completely before starting any actual laboratory work. If you are unsure of any of these procedures or if you need assistance, please contact us prior to use. All users of these reagents must be fully qualified and experienced laboratory workers to handle pyrophoric reagents without problems. All users must be made aware of the very hazardous nature of these products. Users must have read and understood our Technical Information Bulletin number AL134, which describes standard syringe and double-tip needle transfer techniques before attempting to handle liquid pyrophoric reagents. Nature of the reagents. Pyrophoric reagents are extremely reactive toward oxygen and, in most cases, water, and must never be exposed to the atmosphere. Failure to follow proper handling techniques could result in serious injury. Exposure of these reagents to air could result in spontaneous combustion, which could cause serious burns or other injuries to the person handling the reagent or others in the immediate area. In addition, all combustible materials, including paper products, should not be allowed to come in contact with any pyrophoric agent at any time. Handling. Pyrophoric reagents can be handled and stored safely as long as all exposure to atmospheric oxygen and moisture is avoided. Solids must be transferred under an inert atmosphere in an efficient glove box. Liquids may be safely transferred without use of a glove box by employing techniques and equipment discussed in our Technical Information Bulletin AL134. Again, users must have read and understood the accompanying Technical Bulletin AL134 before attempting to handle liquid pyrophoric reagents. Glass bottles of pyrophoric reagents should not be handled or stored unprotected. The metal can shipped with each bottle should be retained as a protective container for each bottle for transporting and storage. Spill. Powdered lime should be used to completely smother and cover any spill that occurs. A container of powdered lime should be kept within arm's length when working with pyrophoric material. Disposal. We feel that the user of the reagent is the person most familiar with the contents and should accept the responsibility for safe disposal of the empty container. A container with any residual material must never be opened to the atmosphere. The last traces of reagent must be removed and should be used completely for a chemical reaction. However, if any unused or unwanted material must be destroyed, it must be transferred to an appropriate reaction flask for hydrolysis and/or neutralization with adequate cooling. The essentially empty container is then rinsed 3 times with an inert dry solvent. This rinsed solvent must also be neutralized or hydrolyzed. The solvent must be added to and removed from the container under an inert atmosphere. After adding each rinse, the container is swirled or shaken. The best solvent to use is the same solvent used for the solution of the original reagent. If the container originally contained a neat reagent, then use a solvent which is completely inert and unreactive toward the reagent. After the triple rinse is complete, the container is opened to the atmosphere at a safe location, preferably outdoors, or at a minimum in the back of a hood. After allowing the container to be exposed to the atmosphere for at least a week, the container must be triple rinsed with water before disposal.